What if I told you the biggest threat to your longevity isn't high cholesterol and it's not fatty foods? What if I told you it's something you invite into your kitchen every single day? Something that, for people over the age of 55, transforms from a harmless treat into a slow, silent assassin. I'm talking about refined sugar. For decades, we've been warned about diabetes and weight gain. But those warnings miss the true, life-threatening danger: sugar and blood clots. For older adults, sugar isn't just a threat to your waistline or your blood glucose. It actively works inside your body, turning your blood into a thick, sticky syrup, secretly setting the stage for dangerous blood clots, the very clots that can trigger a stroke or a heart attack. It is a mechanism so deceptive, even many people who eat healthy are falling victim to it. My mission in this video is to expose this hidden biological mechanism, reveal the surprising, healthy foods that are making it worse, and show you exactly what to do to protect yourself. This is a story about the truth hidden in plain sight. By the end of this investigative report, you will look at sugar not as a treat, but as a silent threat you can learn to control. This is the first step to reclaiming control over your health and longevity. Stay with me, because what you learn in the next few minutes could change the course of your life. Welcome to the channel. Our central thesis today is clear and urgent. For older adults, refined sugar acts as a silent instigator of blood clots. And understanding this hidden mechanism is the first step to reclaiming control over your health and longevity. We need to move beyond simple calorie counting and focus on what sugar is doing to your blood vessels. Let's begin the investigation. The invisible inflammation. The first secret lies in the word that's now dominating health headlines: inflammation. When you consume refined sugar, especially in large amounts, it triggers an immediate inflammatory response in your body. Think of your arteries not just as pipes, but as highly complex sensitive organs. The inner lining of those vessels is called the endothelium. The endothelium is supposed to be smooth, slippery, and flexible, like a pristine clean highway, allowing blood cells to flow quickly and easily. But when you flood your system with sugar, especially frequently throughout the day, that sugar attaches to proteins and lipids in your bloodstream, starting a process called glycation. This creates harmful compounds known as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs are the rocks and debris you throw onto that pristine highway. They cause microdamage, irritation, and rough patches on the lining of your blood vessels. This is chronic inflammation. Now, why does this matter for blood clots? Because your body detects this damage as an injury, a wound that needs patching up. And who is the body's ultimate patch-up crew? Platelets. They receive the signal, they rush to the site of inflammation, and they start sticking. But unlike a cut on your skin where clotting is necessary, this sticking is happening inside your blood vessels. When this inflammation is chronic, meaning you consume sugary foods every day, the patching never stops. The process becomes a vicious cycle. The sugar causes the damage, and the damage calls in the repair crew, but too many repairs create structural defects. Over time, this continuous repair work builds up. It forms the initial foundation for plaque, narrowing the artery and creating turbulence in the blood flow, all preconditions for a dangerous blood clot. This is why focusing solely on weight or cholesterol misses the point. The danger of sugar is its direct, inflammatory impact on the endothelium, which actively promotes blood clot formation. It's the hidden damage no one sees until it's too late. The platelet paradox. Your blood turns sticky. This brings us to the second, most critical mechanism: the effect of sugar on your platelets. For those over 50, this mechanism is amplified. Our blood is made up of red cells, white cells, plasma, and these tiny cell fragments called platelets. In a healthy person, platelets are inactive. They cruise through your system like peaceful travelers. They only activate, meaning they become sticky and start clotting, when they detect an open wound. But consistent high blood sugar, a condition known as hyperglycemia, even mild, prolonged hyperglycemia, changes the fundamental nature of these platelets. The sugar essentially flips a switch, turning these peaceful travelers into aggressive, clingy, and hyperactive agents. Research suggests that high glucose levels alter the way platelets signal each other, making them much more sensitive to clotting triggers. Think of healthy platelets as politely driving cars, all keeping their distance. Sugar makes them suddenly activate their emergency lights, forget road rules, and start aggressively tailgating each other, ready to crash and form a massive pileup for no reason at all. This is the platelet paradox in action. If you have underlying conditions like prediabetes or even just age-related insulin resistance, your platelets are already primed to stick. The sugary soda, the dessert after dinner, or the seemingly harmless sugary breakfast cereal is the trigger that pushes them over the edge. It's an unnecessary internal clotting response. A key insight is that this stickiness contributes to a process called thrombosis, the formation of a blood clot inside a blood vessel. When you consume a high-sugar meal, your blood sugar spikes. Your blood becomes hypercoagulable, meaning it clots more easily. If an artery is already narrowed by inflammation, from part 1, this combination, sticky platelets and narrow arteries, is the perfect storm for a clot to form, block the vessel, and potentially cause a major cardiovascular event. We must understand this. The danger is the dual action of sugar, damaging the vessel walls and activating the clotting agents inside the vessel. The betrayal of healthy sugar substitutes. The next secret we need to expose is a profound betrayal for those trying to make healthy choices. The danger doesn't stop with traditional sugar. Many people switch to zero sugar or keto-friendly products, believing they are safe. But a growing body of research suggests that some sugar substitutes may carry their own hidden risks for blood clotting. I'm talking specifically about erythritol. Erythritol is a sugar alcohol often used to sweeten stevia, monk fruit products, and many low-carb baked goods and diet sodas. It is marketed as a natural zero-calorie solution. However, a major study, including research from the Cleveland Clinic, flagged a concerning link. The findings showed that individuals with high levels of erythritol in their blood had a significantly increased risk of major adverse cardiac events, including heart attack and stroke. Why? The research suggests that erythritol can make platelets even easier to activate and aggregate, further fueling the dangerous clotting process we just discussed. This is a critical insight. You might be doing everything right, avoiding cane sugar, giving up soda, and choosing healthy low-carb cookies. But if those products contain high amounts of erythritol, you could unknowingly be putting yourself at risk for a blood clot. The message here is not to panic, but to be a sugar detective. The problem isn't just the white powder in the sugar bowl. The problem is the hidden processed ingredients that mimic sugar and carry unstudied long-term health risks, especially as we age. The key takeaway from this section: avoid hidden sugar dangers. Always check the ingredients list, particularly for erythritol and other highly processed sugar alcohols, if you have any existing risk factors for cardiovascular disease. The 3-step plan to unstick your blood. Now that we understand the enemy, let's look at the strategic, simple plan to disarm it and unstick your blood. You don't need radical diets or expensive supplements. You need 3 simple, powerful steps. Step 1. Become the sugar detective. The first step is knowledge. Hidden sugars are everywhere: in bread, condiments like ketchup and BBQ sauce, salad dressings, and even healthy yogurt. Your goal is to become an expert at reading the label, looking beyond the sugar line to find the subtle code names: glucose, fructose, sucrose, maltose, dextrose, high fructose, corn syrup, HFCS. If you see these high up on the ingredient list, especially the first 4 ingredients, put the product back. The simpler the ingredient list, the better. Step 2. The strategic swap. You don't have to give up sweetness, you need to change the source. Swap refined sugar for whole food sources that come with fiber, which slows absorption and prevents the devastating sugar spike. Use a small amount of pure maple syrup or raw honey sparingly. They still contain sugar, but they also contain trace nutrients. Sweeten with whole fruit, berries, bananas, or dates, which provide natural fiber to buffer the sugar impact on your blood. This strategic swap drastically reduces the inflammatory load on your blood vessels. Step 3. The movement medicine. This is your body's natural defense against sticky blood. Physical activity, even low-impact activity like walking, changes your blood chemistry immediately. When you move, your blood flows faster and more efficiently, literally helping to unstick those hyperactive platelets and promoting healthy circulation. The goal is 30 minutes of intentional movement daily. It doesn't have to be intense. A brisk walk, light dancing, or even gardening is enough to send a powerful anti-clotting signal to your body. Resolution: reclaiming your longevity. Let's quickly recap what we've exposed today. We learned that refined sugar is far more than a simple carbohydrate. It's a silent instigator, damaging the walls of your blood vessels through chronic inflammation and making your platelets sticky, actively promoting blood clots that threaten your longevity. We also learned that popular sugar substitutes, like erythritol, carry their own hidden risks that demand caution. The path to reclaiming your independence and protecting your health is not one of deprivation, but of information. Understanding how sugar works in your body gives you the power to choose wisely, to step away from the shadows of disease, and to ensure your blood flows freely and healthily for many years to come. Take this knowledge and put it to work. Be the guardian of your own well-being. If you found this investigative report valuable, I ask you for two things. Subscribe to the channel for more in-depth health analysis for older adults. Share this video with one person over 50. You could be sharing a life-saving secret.